So today we're making the final soap in my Dracula collection, and it's called a Blood Moon soap. So far I made a vampire skin soap, a vampire fang soap, a bat soap, and a coffin soap. So the first thing that I wanted to do was the Blood Moon that's going to be in the center of each bar. To make the moon that's going to go all the way through, I'm going to use a column mold, and I'm using the colors My Red Obsession and Nocturnal by Nurture Soap. I used a melt and pour soap base for this, and then you can see the mold in the background. Yes, the base is also completely vegan. All of my products are vegan. It's made with cocoa butter, shea butter, and mango butter, so it doesn't have any animal or animal byproducts in it. To get kind of creative to get the column mold to stand up straight, and it took me a few times of filling it and kind of ruining it to get it to work, but I ended up using a cup and just propped it up that way. I poured it a little higher than I needed, so I went ahead and just started trimming it after that. I wanted like a black red blood looking moon, so that's why it's this color. I think it looks pretty dang spot on the pictures I looked at. Not gonna put it in the mold like this because it will look funky and funny, and this whole side chunk that came out is because the mold came apart while it was setting. I haven't used melt and pour in a while, so it takes a little bit of a learning curve to remember how to do it. But the one really important thing you want to remember, especially when you're mixing hot process with cold process soap, is that you absolutely cannot put this in the fridge to cool it rapidly. Otherwise it will sweat. And that is exactly what it sounds like. Water will perspirate out of it. It is kind of the weirdest thing. And if you have this in the center of a bar of cold process soap, it will actually fall out. It's totally worth the wait. But after I had that all prepped and ready, that took probably, I would say, 25 to 30 minutes. Then I started mixing up my cold process base. Now the scent for this is peach cocktail. This stuff smells amazing. It smells so peachy and yummy. As far as the colors, I wanted to do a gray color, a green, and a black. For the black, I used Nocturnal. For the green, I used Green Vibrance. And then to make a gray, I didn't actually have any gray, so I just mixed Nocturnal with some titanium dioxide, which is like a white color. And I feel like I got the perfect colors that I wanted. I wanted the gray to kind of look like clouds at nighttime, green to represent like trees and foliage on the ground, black to represent the dark night sky. I also feel like red and green are two great contrast colors, so that's why I picked green as the secondary instead of just doing black and white. I figured it would give the bar more color and more vibrance. As far as the technique, I just went ahead and poured a little bit of each color on top of each other, so the colors weren't fully immersed, but they were going to be mixed enough to look kind of blended like a night sky. I just went ahead and did this throughout the entire bar. Today I had a few hiccups. My scale broke. At the very end of making this, my scale just stopped zeroing out. So I can only use it if it's on. So I purchased a new scale. It will be here for my next collection. Next thing, I'm so excited to announce, you guys, I ordered a label maker. I have been handwriting my labels forever. I have been using a printer for my shipping labels. It has been a huge freaking pain, but I told myself that I wasn't going to order a label maker until I had used all of the labels that I currently bought to handwrite on. And since the roll only has a couple left, it doesn't actually have enough for all of these bars. So I ordered a label maker, and I'm so excited to label these with you guys. I'm excited to explore the software and see what I can make. Anyway, back to the soap. I went ahead and pushed the moon shape all the way through. Now, obviously, I can't touch this with my fingers. Number one, because it would burn. Number two, because that's unsanitary. So I just used a spatula to kind of like push it down in there. Yes, I know that I made too much soap batter, but it's okay. We're just gonna have a little bit extra soap in this one. You guys are welcome. So I just went ahead and put the extra on top just so that I could have kind of a multi-layered design. I love how this turned out. I love the contrast of the green to the red, the black, and the gray color. Of course, all of these colors are going to morph and change over the curing process. Oftentimes, these colors look way more pigmented than they will today. So just know, in about a month's time, when you guys see these bars, they will look nothing like the colors here. It's a very much trust the process kind of thing. And I just went ahead and cleaned up a little bit of the excess on the side. And there we have it, guys.